Please follow classroom ethics. Please keep your mobiles in silent mode. Please turn off your mobile data and Wi-Fi. Don't lift any calls until unless it is emergency during the classes. Mobile phone usage is restricted. Okay. Yesterday, we discussed about the licensing part yesterday. Let me open the drive. We are working on the basics sheet. In the basic sheet, we are working on the licensing, and we discussed yesterday, till here. We completed the discussion till here. So when we take the license from Oracle, by default, we get 2 instances, that is test and prod. And in case if you want additional instances, you can buy the on-demand instances for 6 months or 12 months duration. And how the project is going to be started. First, who will be assigned to the project that I have explained yesterday, and what would be our work also at a high level I have explained yesterday. Okay. And I started explaining you the application. Okay. So we'll discuss the application now. And we also seen the comparison between the real instance and the demo instance. In case of demo instance, in the URL, you'll see demos, Oracle demos. Okay, let me show you the URL. Okay, in the URL, you see Oracle demos. So this is the demo instance. Okay, in the demo instance, it's unlike like EBS. Okay, give me a moment. Okay, so in case of EBS also, we have demo instances, but EBS case and then Fusion case is different. In case of EBS, to access the demo instance, what is the default username and password? In case of EBS, what is the default username and password?
Password welcome 123.
Username
was Oracle, something was
operations.
Welcome.
Operations welcome 123. Okay, you'll have only one login. Okay, with this login you can do anything in case of EBS, but in Fusion it's different. Okay, I'll tell you that. And also in case of Fusion application, there is an existing client called Vision Corporation. Okay, nothing but Oracle has assumed this client as a demo client. Oracle has assumed this client as a demo client, and this client data, the complete setups and the data is available in the demo application. In case of real instance, we are going to perform the setups and we're going to create the data for the client. But in the demo instance, Oracle has assumed a sample client called Vision Corporation. So for this client, all the setups and data is available in the application. So straight away, you can perform the business transactions straight away. Okay. Sir, what is meant by business transactions? What is meant by business transactions? Straight away, you can, if you want, you can create a sales order because already the system is set up and the data is also available. So you can create a sales order and you can create a purchase order. Okay. And you can create an invoice. You can make the payment. You can receive the payment. All the business transactions straight away we can do for this demo client by using the demo configurations and demo data available in the demo instance. Okay. But to create a purchase order, we have to use procurement user login. The procurement user is Casey Brown. The Casey Brown is an employee working for which company? This company. Working for which company? This company. So using Casey Brown login, you can create purchase orders. Okay. And to perform inventory transactions, you need inventory. See, in the real time, I mean to say, at the client location, one person cannot handle everything, right? One person can handle finance operations and then procurement operations, HR operations. One person can handle, no, right? In the real time, from the client side, you'll have different employees who are working for the different departments. One guy is working for warehouse department, and another guy is working for procurement department, another guy is working for finance department, HR department. Different employees are working for the client. So what is their employees' work? Their employees' work is to maintain all the business transactions in the application. Okay. So what about the inventory guy? What about the inventory guy? For inventory guy, there is a sample user available. I'll show you. So for inventory, Frank Egan. For inventory, Frank Egan. So this guy is for the inventory transactions. Nothing but if you wanted to receive any stock to inventory, if you wanted to send any stock from the inventory, you have to use this guy login. Okay. What about sales orders? For sales orders, another user called Valerie Tobinsky. You have to log into this business user. So these employees are also called as business users. What is this business users work daily? Creating the business transactions in the application. Okay. But this is the demo application. In this demo application, we are assuming a demo client. So for this demo client, all the setups and data is available, and straight away we can perform the business transactions by using these demo users, Frank Egan, Valerie Tobinsky, and Casey Brown. Okay. Sir, what about the IT team? Nothing but we are IT team, right? What about the IT team? So if you want to perform any configurations for this client, what is the login? So for the IT team, these are the logins. Okay. SCM underscore IMPL, nothing but supply chain underscore IMPL is nothing but implementation user. Fin underscore IMPL and HCM underscore IMPL. So Fin underscore IMPL is nothing but finance. HCM underscore IMPL is nothing but for the HR. HCM stands for Human Capital Management. You no need to write the running notes. I mean, I have already given the information here. You can see running notes is not required. I've given the information in the document. Okay. So at the end of this session today, I will explain you how to access these documents. So if you come to this, you'll be having the Google Drive access. At the end of the session, which folder you have to refer, I'll let you know. Okay. So in the demo application, what about the IT users? These are the IT users. Okay. Nothing but these are the functional consultants. And what about the business users? These are the business users. So this is implementation users. These are business users. Sir, what is the difference between implementation users and business users? The difference. Implementation users are nothing but the IT team. We configure the application, we support the application. We configure the application, we support the application. But what business users are going to do? Business users are going to perform business transactions in the application. So after the implementation, once we hand over the product to the client, do we create their sales orders in their application? Do we create? No. Do we create invoices and payments? No. The client side employees, these employees are working for the client. The client side employees are going to perform the business transactions, not by us. Okay. When they are creating, suppose this Valerie Tobinski is creating a sales order. When she is creating a sales order, suppose she has any issues, she's gonna approach us. Then we have to help her. We have to support her. Okay. Suppose this guy is creating a purchase order. He is facing some issues. We have to support him. So first is the implementation project. Next is the support project. What type of projects I'll cover today itself. Okay. So this is about the demo application overview. So in case of EBS, you will have only one login, but see here you have different logins to perform the different types of business transactions. I have given those demo business users here. Okay. Right now I'm getting into the demo application. I think you might have received this application login details. Okay. So you can use this application under any browser. It could be Chrome or Firefox or Microsoft Edge, or you can use Safari browser also. Any browser you can use, and you can enter the username and password and click on the sign in button. So this is the login we have provided to you. Okay, now I will explain you the look and feel of this application. On the left-hand side, you will see navigator. On the left-hand side, what is navigator? I'll explain you. And this is company logo. So normally here, generally, you'll see Oracle logo. Oracle logo, we can replace Oracle logo with the client logo. Like you see, Dubai Integrated Economic Zones Authority, some client name is already replaced by some student. They're practicing and they have replaced with the logo here. And this is nothing but search in the application. This is home screen. This is home screen. Suppose if you navigate further, if you want to come back to the home screen, you can click on the home button, like your mobile. In your mobile also, you have a home button. If you click on the home button, you'll come back to the home screen. Okay. And this is called as, okay, this is the home screen. This is the home screen. And then this is called as favorites and recent items. Nothing but whatever you have opened recently, it will be displayed here. And also you can create some of the regular tasks, daily tasks as your favorite items. Daily you are creating sales orders, daily you are creating purchase orders. You want to make those two activities as your favorites. You can make it here, okay, as a favorites. And then this is called as a watch list. Suppose if you want to monitor anything in the application, that you can enable to your watch list. You can enable to your watch list so that you can monitor from here very quickly. And this is notifications. So these notifications are nothing but you will receive action required notification, and you will also receive FI notifications. Action required notifications are nothing but suppose you are the manager. You are the procurement manager. Okay. Any purchase order should be approved by you. Since you are the procurement manager or procurement director, any purchase order should be approved by you, so that you will receive a notification. What kind of notification? That is action required notification. You can click on that notification. You can review the information. Suppose in case of purchase order, if you click on the notification, you'll see the PO information. You'll see the PO information, and if you're okay with that, then you approve it. Otherwise, you can reject, or you can request for more information also. You don't want to reject, you have some doubts. So from here itself, you can request for more information by clicking on this notification. Okay. There is another kind of notifications are called as FI notifications. FI notification is nothing but for your information. It does not require your action. That notification is just for your information only. Okay. And now this is the user display name. This is the user display name. And whatever you see, this is a theme, the dark color theme. And also whatever you see, I'm moving my mouse. This is called as a springboard. This is called as a springboard. Okay. In the springboard, In the Spring Boot, you have a lot of, these are called as groups. These are called as groups. I call it as a sections. Okay. In each section, you have different apps. You have different apps. Suppose if you want to create item, you go here. We go here. Suppose if you want to create a supplier, we go here to create a supplier. Okay. So from the Springboard, the business users are going to perform the business transactions. From the Springboard, business users are going to perform the business transactions. Nothing but regularly creating the suppliers and then creating the items from the product management. If you go here, you can create the item. So all these transactions and also data created by the business users, not by the IT team. Okay. Initially, during the implementation, we bring the data to the application. Once the application is live, we don't create master data. Okay. When I say data, customers information, suppliers information, items information, okay, and like this lot of information is there actually, item categories, etc. So this is the client data, okay, their business data. So what are their customers, what are their suppliers and items and categories? So these data also should be available in the application, right? Should be available in the application. So during the implementation, what we do is the client is using some old system. The client is coming to the Fusion application, right? So we have to bring this data, like as I mentioned, from the old mobile to new mobile, you are going to bring the data, right? Similarly, we have to bring the data from the old system to the Fusion application. What kind of data? This kind of data we have to bring into the Fusion application from the old system. Okay. During the implementation, we take care of that activity. After the implementation, nothing but once the application is live, then this data will be created by the business users. We don't create the data. Do you create any? You should not, okay? Being an IT team, you should not create, I mean to say, except setups. You should not create any master data in the sense this one, okay? And you should not perform any business transactions until unless you have an approval from the client. You have an approval to create a data and you have an approval to create a business transaction from the client. In some exceptional cases, you want to troubleshoot some issue, okay? And you have to create some data in the live application. Okay, you take the approval, and when you have the approval, then you can create the data. Otherwise, you should not create any data in the live application, data or business transactions. Okay. Now this is Springboard. The Springboard is for the business users. What about IT team? So IT team always go to the setup and maintenance because we have to set up the application, right? From the drop down, you go to setup and maintenance. Okay. I'm zooming the browser. Okay. Using the function key F11. So here, this is setup and maintenance. How I navigated here? Click on the drop down and click on the setup and maintenance. Okay. Don't write any running notes. You concentrate on the class. If any important point that I'm explaining, that you can note it down. Okay. The application navigation and how to go here, how to what is this and all, that has been explained in a document. The document I will share with you. Okay. Don't write any navigation. Concentrate in the class. Okay, team.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, sir.
So where to navigate, all these are available in a document. Okay, I'll give it to you. Now I'm on the setup and maintenance. How I navigated, let me show you again. I'm going back to the home page. So for the first week, I'll explain slowly for the first week because you're all new to Fusion application. And I'm gonna repeat the explanation. I'm repeating the explanation, I know. I'll repeat the explanation. I'll go a little slow, okay? So from the drop down, I'm clicking on the setup and maintenance. I'm clicking on the setup and maintenance. So here we are going to configure the application. Okay. Suppose you wanted to configure approvals, purchase order approvals. Okay. So you select the procurement. What type of approvals you want to configure? Purchase order approvals. So if you go to approval management, if you go here, you can configure PO approvals. So being an IT team, the setups we need to perform, the configurations we have to perform. So we received a requirement from the client saying that if the PO amount is below 100 rupees, it should be auto approved. If it is more than 100 rupees to 10,000, it should be approved by Mr. A. Between 10,000 to 20,000, that should be approved by Mr. B. So you got that approval matrix, that's called as approval matrix. You receive that approval matrix from the client and you have to configure that in the application. So this is the place where you go and you configure in the application. Like this, we have to perform the configurations by selecting that respective module, and the respective task list. This is called as a task list. Okay. What is the task list here? Approval management. Under that, it is having how many tasks? 2 tasks. By default, you'll see 2 tasks. But if you switch to all tasks, you'll see many tasks here. So nothing but these are the setups. These are the setup tasks. So by default, you will see required tasks only. But if you switch to all tasks, you'll see many things over here. Okay. Suppose you want to configure something related to order management. You go to order management. You go to order management. So in case of order management also, for sales orders, approvals are available. For sales orders, approvals are available. To configure sales order approvals, we have to go here. If you go to orders and if you switch to all tasks, okay, and if you scroll down, somewhere you will find order approvals. Okay. So you have to select that respective module. This is also called as offering. Technically speaking, this is also called as offering. You select that particular offering and then go to the task list and click on that particular task to perform the configurations in the application. Now here, okay, now let me also tell you, you can also use this search. You can suppose you wanted to search what are the, under this task list, there are many tasks are there, right? You want to search here, you can do that, okay? See here what I'm doing. Okay. So when I search with order, whatever is starting with order or maybe whatever is containing the order word in the task, all those are displayed here. Give me a moment. You want to search specific to the approvals. Okay, you can also search like this. Approvals. Not able to see anything now. Okay, because why I'm not able to see anything? Because you see here, S is there in this task. No, I typed S, that's why. Just approval. Okay. Understood how to search? You can also search for the tasks here. Okay. And also you need not to follow this navigation also, like you have to select the module, you have to select the task list, you have to select for that task. No need to follow the navigation. You can also, there is something called a global search. Suppose if I click on the task, this is called as a task. If I click on this task list, and if you click on the search, you can directly search for this task here. Okay. Suppose if you go to search, this is called as a global search. Okay. Main is order approval. You can directly search for the task. Okay. You can go here and you can perform the configurations. Suppose if you don't know the full name, you can use the percentages also. You can use the percentages also, just percentage order, percentage APP. See here. You need not to type the full name. You can use the percentages also. Suppose you wanted to search for purchase order approvals, you can. So purchase order approvals is not coming up. I think what is the task name? Is it document approval? I think no. If I just search with approval, let me search with approval. Then I'll be seeing all the configuration tasks related to all the approvals. This is called as a global search. You can relate this with the Control L in the EBS. In case of EBS, what's meant by Control L?
That's the specific form for you.
Specific function, right? In a responsibility, if you want to search for any specific function, you click on Control L and you type for that function. Okay. So similarly here. So when I click on, when I search with approval, I can see all the different types of approval related configurations. See here. Define approval for procurement. Define approval for HCM. Define approval for supply chain management. I would like to go to approvals for procurement. In the procurement, all these are the different approval tasks. So this is requisition approval. This is PO approval. You see, PO approval. And then bottom, you'll see supplier approvals. So what I'm trying to say is using the global search, you can also perform the configurations by searching like this. You need not to remember the navigation. You need not to follow the navigation. Okay. Navigation in the sense in the previous screen here, you need not to select that module or task list not required. Okay. And last thing I want to tell you, and after that I'll take questions. Okay. Now here you see a lot of modules, right? You'll see a lot of modules. Okay. All these modules are displayed based on the license. Based on the license. Your client is implementing just supply chain and financials. Only supply chain, financials, and procurement. That's it. Only these three. And this is HCM. Your client is not having license for the HCM. Okay. And your client is not having the license for the CRM modules. So only whatever the modules that you have license, only those modules should be displayed here for configuration. Right? Only licensed modules should be displayed here for the configurations. Other modules should not be displayed here. That is based on the enabling the license in the application. If you go to actions and if you go to offerings, actions and then offerings, actions and then offerings. So here, whichever the module that license that we have taken, those modules we have to enable here. Suppose financials license we have taken. Okay. The financial offering, these are called as offerings. You see here, the financial offering we need to enable here. So since this is the demo instance, by default, all these modules are enabled. See here, it's enabled. Okay. And for the procurement also, it's enabled. For the procurement also, select the procurement offering. Select the procurement offering. See here, it's enabled. All these models are offerings are enabled in the demo application, but in the real-time instance, we have to enable only the licensed modules here. So how to enable it? Okay, I'll show you. If I click on opt-in features, see here, I'm clicking on the opt-in features. Under the procurement, how many submodules are there? Under the procurement suite, how many submodules are there?
6.
6 submodules are there.
6.
I'm going to the opt-in features. We will give you not only one instance, we will give you two instances. Okay. If one is slow, then you can use the alternatively other instance also. But not all the screens, I mean, the screen seems to be a little slow, but other screens are working good. And now you see here enabled, right? If you uncheck this, disabled, that's it. If you uncheck this particular offering is disabled, nothing but client is not using, client has not purchased the license also. And also not only this entire offering, suppose let us assume procurement contracts. The client has not purchased license for the procurement contracts. Don't enable that. Just keep it disabled. The submodules. These are submodules, right? Procurement contracts, sourcing, supplier portal. So under the main offering, you can also select the submodules also. Which submodules the client has taken the license, that modules you have to enable. Otherwise, by default, they get disabled in the real application. By default, they are disabled. So whichever modules that you have licensed, you have to enable it. Okay.
Yeah.
And whatever the modules that you have enabled here, whatever the offerings that you have enabled here, okay, let me take your questions. Go ahead and ask your questions. We are working on the demo application, how to use the demo application and look and feel. If you're having any questions, go ahead.
Hi, Krishna.
Sir,
Good
what
morning.
is PO approval?
PO approval is
Purchase order.
yeah, madam. PO approval is nothing but purchase order approval. You mean
Okay,
PO is
okay.
nothing but abbreviation you're asking?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, PO is nothing but purchase order. Yes.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Hi, Kiran. Tell me.
Sir, as you said, you should not create any data in the live application.
Yes.
Then who will create, sir?
The business users, okay, they create their customers and suppliers, and then their sales orders, they do it. Okay.
Can we become the business units in any of the project?
We can, but they might ask us to, suppose they launched a new product. Okay, because of this new product, they has to create, let's take 10,000 items in the application. In that case, they may ask for our help.
Okay.
Okay, like can you please help me to upload these items into the application or upload these customers into the application? They will approach us. In that case, we can create the master data. But business transactions, very, very rare. Creating
It's
the
totally
business
depend on
transactions.
scope. You're saying, right?
Yeah, situation parameters.
Okay.
A lot of
Okay.
parameters. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Good morning, Srinivas, sir.
Ask it, miss.
So what is the difference between implementation, configuration, setups, and business transactions? So business transactions are basically after the configuration, right? So,
Yes, right.
okay. So, okay, being an procurement consultant or SCM consultant, so the daily work starts with the configuration or implementation.
It's based on the project that you have assigned.
Okay.
After this, I'll explain you what are the types of projects and then what is our work again. Okay.
Fine. Thank you, sir.
Others are good.
Yes, all good.
Okay.
Yes,
thank
sir.
you.
Hi, Krishna.
Hello, Narsimha. Narsimha, right? Your name?
Yeah, Narasimha.
So you're using your
have it-
names only, right? For the Zoom?
Yes.
If you connect from your friend laptop or your daughter, son laptop, it will display that name. I'll call you with that name.
No, I'm Narasimha. I joined with my name.
Okay. Yeah, tell me.
So I'm comparing with EBS. So
Okay.
EBS, what happens if you are doing a setup for purchase order?
Okay.
User should be employee, right? For that, we need a HCM. In HCM, we should create that user as an employee.
Yeah, right.
That is the minimum setup required.
Mm.
When it comes to
That is
Fusion,
in EBS for approvals. Is it required? I mean to say approval groups to set up approval groups. Employee setup is required.
yeah. So even user wants to access PO at the time, it says that user is
Yeah,
not
then we
an
have
employee.
to
So
we have
should,
to be a business user. Suppose if I have to access the purchase order, if I have to access purchase order, okay. I'm an implementation user. I want to access the purchase order screen. I should be a business user. Okay.
yeah.
So
Yeah. So
here,
when it comes to
a person can handle dual role. Okay, dual role in the sense that guy can be a implementation user, can also be a business user as well. Okay.
okay.
Mm.
So my actual question is, so what happens with the Fusion licensing? For example, if I am going for
That
only
part I will
procurement
explain you, sir.
license.
That part I will
Oh.
explain you, because to explain the licensing part, I should explain you the roles and then privileges. Okay. That is the
Okay.
topic covered after maybe after 2 days. I'll cover that topic.
Okay.
That is the topic is little bit complicated topic. I don't want to talk about the topic in the day 1 and day 2 because I don't want to demotivate the others, everyone. Okay.
Sure. No problem. Thank you.
This is introduction classes only, basics only. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm trying to understand like what happens if I get license only for procurement but not HCM, if there are any
Sir, in
dependent
case of
configurations.
EBS also, so let me finish, sir. In case of EBS also, for common configurations, no license is required.
Okay.
For common configuration. Suppose let's take you are taking only procurement license in EBS, but you have to create the procurement business users, right? Employees, right? Then you'll access the HR module. Since you are just creating the employees, Oracle will not charge you. The common configurations in case of EBS or Fusion, the common configurations are absolutely free. No need to take the license.
Okay.
Okay. Clear now?
Yeah, got it.
Hello, Krishna. Firdaus here.
Don't take me, suppose if I'm stopping you in the middle, if I cutting in the middle, when I understood the question, then only I'll cut in the middle and to save the class time. That's it. It does not mean something else. Just want to save the class time. That's why I'll cut your question sometimes in the middle itself. Okay.
Hello, sir. Firdaus here.
Who is that?
Firdaus here. Firdaus.
I see your name as Saida.
Yes.
Saida, or what's your name?
Firdaus Saida. Full name
Okay.
is.
Okay.
My question is, tell me more about SCM implementation.
Okay. I'll come to that. Okay. Once I finish this, I'll come to it. Did you attended yesterday class?
Yes.
Okay. I'll explain.
Krishna, yes, here again.
Yeah.
For this demo instance, whoever is using this Krishna TL login, all will be having the same access. And
Yeah, all can use the same user, and later I'll show you how to create your own user.
okay. So when we
Currently everyone can access the same login.
okay. Later we will create our own users, right?
I'll show you later how to create it.
Sure. Thanks.
How to create your own user, I'll show you. Now, whatever the offerings that we have enabled, nothing but whatever the models that you have enabled, only those models are displayed in this drop-down for the configurations. Only those are displayed in the drop-down for the configurations, because we have to configure only licensed modules. That's why they should display here. Other modules should not display. Okay. So, and also application version also, I think I might have shown you the application version. So from the drop-down, if you click on about this application, click on about this application, then you'll see the version of the application. This is the version. Okay. Next, I'm coming to the Fusion projects. In case of Fusion, what are the projects are available in case of Fusion? Because there is a little difference between the EBS projects and Fusion projects. I'll cover that. So in case of Fusion, we have a couple of projects like implementation. It's same like in EBS also, implementation project. And then support project. And then rollout project, and there could be a upgrade project also. There could be upgrade project. Madam, my volume is 100%, madam. Can you please check your volume and your mic, your headphone? Hari Prabhu, right? Can you hear me, Hari Prabhu? Everyone, my voice is clear, right? Is it audible, loud and clear?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir, it's fine.
I think Hari Prabhu, can you please check your headset?
Now it's hearing, sir. I'm audible.
Okay, maybe some network disturbance from your side. Could be. Okay, and upgrade and okay, let's talk about what is the implementation project. Implementation project is nothing but the client is not at all using Fusion applications currently. Client may be using some other small ERPs. There are a lot of small ERPs available in the market. Small ERPs are available. Okay. There is an ERP called Infor. Okay, you see, this is also ERP, Infor. Maybe the client is using this ERP as of now. When their business revenue is less, they start with, let's take my company example, TechTips IT. Right now, we are maintaining the data in the Excel files. Okay, later I may take a small software, small ERP. So once my sales getting increased, I'll go with Oracle ERP. Okay. So when the client is using any small ERP, the client may come to the Fusion ERP based on their business revenue. So implementation is nothing but whatever the client current system, from that current ERP system, we are bringing the client to from old ERP to the new ERP. New ERP is nothing but here what? Fusion. Is nothing but Fusion. Okay. So during implementation project, what is our work? I have covered yesterday, correct? I have covered yesterday or not?
Yes, sir.
During implementation, what we do, team?
Configure.
We gather scope, we
Yeah.
configure.
We gather the requirement. According to the requirement, we perform the setups.
Test
Right?
it.
Document it.
Prepare test cases.
I think yesterday I might have used the notepad. In the notepad, maybe I have written. Okay, or maybe here this document already available. Let me show. So here, yeah, you see what we do. We gather the application. Sorry, we gather the requirement, and based on the requirement, we configure the application. For gathering the requirement, I have taken one example yesterday. What is the example? Password policy.
Passwords.
Password policy. Okay. So what is the password policy? That question you have to ask the client, and accordingly you have to configure the application. We have to perform the testing, and later we have to ask the business users to perform the testing. And then once they are okay, then you perform that configuration in the live application. Okay. So this is just a 5 minutes explanation, but to cover what is implementation, it will take minimum 1 hour also. Okay. It will take minimum 1 hour also. It's just a high level explanation. Everyone good? Any questions?
No, sir.
Oh, it's okay. It's done.
Okay. And if you want, more information, I have explained in a 2 hours video that is available in the drive. So if you have already registered to the course, you'll get this drive access. The drive name is TechLeads Fusion SCM @2022. This is the Google Drive folder. Under this, if you go to a subfolder called OEM methodology and real-time documentation, you go to OEM methodology and real-time documentation. Here, if you go to OEM video, this is 2 hours video. You refer to this 2 hours video. I will explain you later, but if you want the answer right away, you go to this video. If you want to know more details for the implementation. Okay, good everyone. Please confirm me.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
If
sir.
you want, you can refer to this video. Okay. So this video is available under which folder? Under the
Yeah, methodology.
OEM methodology. Go to OEM video. Here, this is a 2 hours video explaining about the implementation process. Okay. Now, what about support project? What about support project? In case of support project, already client is using Fusion. Already client is using Fusion. Okay. We have to support the application. Okay. Support in the sense, when they are performing some business transactions, they may face some issues. Suppose an example, let us take our training itself. Later you are practicing, you found some problems, some issues. You have some questions. What you'll do? You're going to ask me and I'm supporting you, right? Similarly, the business users, these business users, they don't have much application knowledge. Like we are taking the training, they don't take this kind of training. They don't have much application knowledge. They may do some mistakes also. They don't know where to navigate also. Okay, while performing something, they may face some challenges, some errors also. Okay, in that case, they approach us. When they approach us, we need to support them. Okay, like when you're practicing, if you face any issues, I'm going to support in the future, right? Similarly, we need to support them. Okay, so that I can call it as production issues. Production issues. We have to support production issues. Okay, and also we have to provide the training also. Training in the sense, suppose a new employee joined today, and that employee is joined under procurement department. So we have to train that new employee on how to create a purchase order. Because maybe that employee is working for some other company. In that company, maybe they're using SAP. That guy does not know Oracle. We need to provide training also to that new employee, how to use the application. I mean, it depends. If the client can provide training to their new employees with their seniors, or they may come to us. They may come to us to provide the training. Okay. And new features also. I mean, as of now, an example. Okay, let us take PO approvals itself, purchase order approvals. In case of purchase order approvals, they want some additional approvals to be added. They want some extra conditions to be added. Extra conditions, or the client want extra approvers to be involved during the approval process. Extra approvers. Okay, nothing but in terms of any existing configurations, if any modifications are required, they will approach us. They want some extra conditions during the PO approvals. They want some extra approvals to be added. Extra approvals to be added. They will approach us. Okay, but how they approach us in case of support projects, they create a ticket. They create a ticket. They create a ticket, and based on that ticket, we need to work on. Okay. So here, coming to these tickets, ticketing tracking tools are there. So the ticket tools are nothing but ServiceNow. Okay, these are softwares, and then Jira. Okay, and they might be. Snow is not ServiceNow, sir. ServiceNow only, right? Jira and any other. Currently, in my current project, they build their own application. We call it as a fresh now. We call it as a fresh now. It's our in-house ticketing application. They create a ticket here. If they want any help, they create a ticket here. Okay. And also coming to ticketing priorities. Each ticket, it has priorities. Okay. Critical ticket. Critical ticket is nothing but, if somebody is giving 10 items to you, then you'll ask what is the first priority. If I'm giving you 10 works, right? You'll ask me which work you want me to do first. You'll ask me, right? So similarly, based on the ticket priorities, we need to work critical, high, medium, low. So first, which issue? Suppose you're having some critical tickets, you are having some low tickets. So on which ticket you'll work? First, you have to work on the critical ticket. You have to work on the critical, that is emergency for the client. Okay, so these are ticketing priorities. That is about support projects. And again, it's a high level explanation. It will take a lot of time for support project. If I discuss, it will take 1 hour also. Okay. Next, what is meant by any questions here? This is high level explanation. Good, right?
Yes, sir.
I received only one response. That means others are not clear.
No.
Yes,
Yes,
it's all okay. It's all okay. We understand that. I understand that.
We understand, sir.
So this is a online training. I don't see your face. So how I will know whether you understood the concept based on your response? Okay, not okay, no, repeat. Based on, suppose if it is a classroom training, I can see your face. From your face feelings, I may understand, okay, you are clear or not. Okay, but this is online training. Your response is important. Please unmute, respond, and mute. Do that exercise. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Or else I also get bored, right? If you don't respond, I get bored.
yes, sir.
I got that.
Make the class interactive. Make the class interactive. Okay?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Yes.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, what is meant by rollout? Rollout is also, already, the customer is live, the client is live, and the customer wants to do the implementation for another country. For another country. Already customer is live with India and US, and the customer started operations in China also. So we have to do implementation for China country also. That's called rollout. That's called rollout project. Okay. And then upgrade. This upgrade is a continuous activity in the support. I don't want to call upgrade as a separate project. In case of EBS, you call upgrade as a separate project. In case of EBS, but in Fusion, the upgrade is going to happen along with the support in the Fusion case. No separate upgrade projects. So we are supporting the application, right? When we are supporting the application, we have to support the quarterly upgrade also. Every quarter application is going to upgrade. Every quarter application is going to upgrade. So during the support, right now I'm in the support project only. Okay, I'm doing all the mixed things. We are doing the rollout. We are also doing the support and upgrade. All the three I'm doing currently. Support, upgrade, and rollout. I'm doing all the three currently. Okay. So in case of upgrade, what is our work? Upgrade project work. What is our work? Suppose right now we are in which version? Our application is in which version?
23B.
23B.
23B. Okay. Suppose in the future we'll get 23C, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then what
Yes, sir.
Oracle will do is Oracle is going to publish the new features, and then what are the bugs that is fixed. Bug fixing information. Oracle is going to release a document. We have to read the document to understand what new features and what bugs has been fixed, and any existing functionality is also changed or not. Existing functionality behavior also, they may change. But whatever the changes that is happening in the application, okay, they will provide in a document. They will provide in a document. We have to read that document. Okay, after reading the document, first the upgrade happens in the test, the lower instance. Test whatever dev 1 or dev 2, whatever the lower instances that you have, first the upgrade will happen in the lower instances. So in the lower instances, you have to verify all these things. Okay, and you'll have 1 month time to the production instance upgrade. 1 month time. During this 1 month time, what we do? During that 1 month time, what we do? Okay, we have to explain new features to the client, right? We have to explain new features to the client, and we have to ask, are you interested in anything to use? You have to ask them. If they say yes, I like this feature, I want this feature to be used, that feature will help me. If the client said like that, then suppose take an example of sales order approvals itself. Sales order approvals is launched, I think, 3 years back. 3 years back, it was a new feature. So you're explaining the new features to the client, and the client said, oh, can you please configure sales order approvals for us? In that case, what we have to do, we have to configure that new feature in the application. To configure that new feature in the application, you'll have a lot of questions. Let's take sales order approvals itself. In case of sales order approvals, you'll ask questions like who should approve, in which cases that guy should approve. You'll ask all those questions, and accordingly, you configure, the lower instance. You configure the lower instance, and you do the testing, and same UAT, and then UAT, and then once the production got upgraded. Once the production got upgraded, you perform the configuration in the production instance. Understood how to handle the new feature? Understood, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
So
Krishna, I had a question. So when we get these type of upgrades, right? Since this is cloud application, will it be like upgrade of the entire instance, or will it be per module upgrade?
No, entirely.
Okay.
Entire application, okay, all the modules, everything.
It is just like Krishna, like we are working on our cell phones and we get updates every 3 or 4 months or quarterly based. We are using the application and we are getting the updates with new features.
Similarly, like your mobile also.
Yeah.
Okay, in your mobile also you'll get new updates. Okay, and the complete mobile get upgraded. Similarly, your entire application get upgraded. Okay.
Krishna, no downtime required for this quarterly update.
It's required, but less, not much, and less time only.
Okay.
Less time only, and I'll come to that point also, sir. Okay. Question from the who will do instance installation, upgrade, and it's all Apurva. It's all Oracle. It's our Oracle. Okay, our server is maintaining by whom? Oracle. Okay, who has to maintain all these upgrades? Oracle. Okay.
But we participate, right? As functional consultants, we will. We
don't do anything. We don't do anything except whatever I'm explaining here. Okay. I'm not complete with my explanation. I'm yet to finish. Okay.
Okay.
So except this, whatever I'm explaining, we don't do any other work.
But we are the ones who read the document and explain the new features to the client,
of course, right? Of course, right? So I'm explaining this. This is our work only. That way I'm explaining.
So configure lower instance will be performed by the Oracle, right? Not by the IT.
Setups,
Individual
configure in
IT.
the sense setups. Okay, the setups has to be performed for the, suppose an example, sales order approvals is a new
Okay.
feature. It comes to whom? Supply chain consultant. So supply chain consultant has to configure the sales order approvals in the application.
Okay, if the client really want the supply,
Yes.
I mean,
Yes,
SO approvals.
we explain the new feature to the client. Let's take SO approvals. Client wants that. We have to configure according to the client requirement that new feature. We need to test it. Then client has to test it. Okay. And then later, once your production application upgraded, then we perform the configuration. Whatever the configuration that worked fine in the lower instance, the same setups we perform in the production instance.
So Oracle team first release the upgrade features in the test instance before the production. As
But I
you explained
explained
1
here,
month before. 1 month
yeah,
before.
here, madam,
Okay.
yeah. These are lower instances. Okay. Before your prod, you have 1 month time. Okay. In this 1 month time, what we are going to do, I'm covering now.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not done with my explanation on the upgrade. Okay. I'll finish and I'll take your questions. Because we get diverted. Suppose if I keep on taking the questions, we get diverted from the, because you might not be restricted to the questions. You might ask some other questions also, which can deviate our topic. That's why, please, if you think you forget your questions, please note it down in your book and ask me. Okay. I'll take questions, but after completion of the topic, I'll take the questions. Because before I completion of maybe that point, I'll explain maybe during the topic explanation that you are asking little earlier. Okay.
Sure,
It is for our benefit only, not for my benefit. It is for all our benefit.
Yeah, okay, understood.
Everyone, okay. We have how much time? 1 hour time only. In that 1 hour time, I have to cover the subject. I have to take your questions. Also, a lot of things I should do. Okay. I can take 1.5 hour session also, but you remember this point later. If I take 1 hour session itself, you will feel, sir, it's over for us. Can you please stop? You'll feel that later in the classes. That's why 1 hour is absolutely fine. 1.5 hour session is not required. Okay. Now, in this 1 month time, this is about, the new features. What about the bugs? You can also verify what bugs that's been fixed in that release. Suppose an example, I'm taking simple examples only. Suppose an example, the sales order page, sometimes it is opening, sometimes it is not properly opening. The page, the screen, sales order page. Sometimes when you click on that button, it will immediately open. Sometimes it won't open, it will throw error. It's a product issue, it's a bug. Okay, you can verify in the bug information whether that issue is fixed or not as part of this release. As part of this release, you can verify whether that kind of bugs or any bugs are there like that is fixed by Oracle or not. You can verify and you can test it also. You have to verify in the application also. Read the document and verify in the application. And during the new features explanation, you can also explain about the bug. You can also explain, you're going to set up a meeting with the client. In that meeting, you can also explain about the bugs. So currently we have these many issues in our application. So out of these 10 bugs, Oracle has fixed 5 bugs or 2 bugs as part of this release. Okay. And what about changes in the existing behavior? Changes in the existing functionality. Okay. The same, you have to, configurations may be required. If the changes happened in the existing functionality, you may need to configure and you have to test once. And you have to train also. You have to train. Let me put that point also. We need to provide training also because the users cannot directly test it. We need to provide the training to them, how to test it. So train the users and then ask them to test it. And once the production is upgraded, so if required in the existing functionality, if required any configurations that you have to do, you have to complete. There could be some changes in the existing functionalities also, but this is very rare. So if the Oracle is changing something in the existing functionalities, that is for our benefit only, to improve the performance or to improve the or to reduce the time of doing that process. Maybe currently when you're doing that process, it is taking 10 minutes time, but as per the changes in the functionality, it may take only 5 minutes time only. For our benefit only, Oracle might change the existing functionality behavior. That also you have to verify in the lower instance, and you have to test it once, and then you can ask the users to test it by providing training to them, later perform the configurations if required. If required, Oracle will tell you in the documentation what configurations has to be done as part of that change. Then you have to go with that configurations creation in the application. Okay. When coming to the production instance or production or lower instances, whatever. So, you know, what about somebody asked, what about the downtime? The downtime, and also what about the schedule also? The schedule. Oracle by default is going to schedule our application upgrade. You will receive an email saying that next month on so-and-so date, from so-and-so time to so-and-so time, you will receive an email about the schedule. In the schedule, what information you'll see? You'll see the start date and time also, and the end date and time also. You'll see. Okay. But you know, if you want, suppose you wanted to defer it. You want to defer. You don't want to continue with that schedule. Yes, you can defer. If you want, you can defer also. Oracle is provided a window, a schedule. You don't want to go with that schedule for some project reasons, for some other reasons. Maybe consultants are not available to perform all these activities. Maybe your team is not available for some, maybe they are assigned to some other critical problems, critical issues, maybe they, for some reason you wanted to differ with the schedule. Yes, you can. You can approach Oracle and you can ask the Oracle to postpone or prepone this upgrade. You can ask Oracle to postpone or prepone this upgrade. Okay. And coming to the downtime, you know, generally this happens in the weekends only. It happens in the weekends only. And max on an average downtime, I would say 4 hours. I would say 4 hours. This 4 hours time also, if you think it's a downtime, it's, you know, it's going to be really impacting your business, then you can ask the Oracle to schedule in your preferred date and preferred time. Suppose there is a holiday in the next month, or maybe in the next down the line in the 2 months, there is a holiday. Okay, so you can ask Oracle to schedule the application upgrade during that day and during that particular time. Okay, so I would like to stop by here. It's already 8:13. My next batch is also waiting. I would like to stop by here. So today what we have done, we were working on the demo application. So in the demo application, the demo client is there. And for the demo client, what about the implementation users and business users information we discussed. Okay. And we started discussing about the type of projects in Fusion. The type of projects in Fusion. Okay. And let me explain you I'll take your questions, please wait. So those who are completed the registration, okay, you might have got access to the learning portal. Okay. And Google Drive access for the material. And we will also, Padma, have you uploaded the instance in the learning portal? Padma, are you there? We actually put the instance in the learning portal itself, nothing but where you see the videos. There itself, you can also see the instance. videos and instance both are at the learning portal itself. Okay. And also sometimes, you know, we email the instance also. We email and also we put it in the learning portal. Okay. Now, let me explain you the Google Drive access for the material. Google Drive access. Okay. So since we are sharing, you'll see you have to click on the share with me. Click on share with me. Under share with me. Everyone with me? Hello, can you hear me, team?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So you have to click on the share with
Yes,
me.
sir.
Click on the share with me, and if you scroll down, you can see, I mean, you can see the folder called TechLeads Fusion SCM 2022. Right now we are discussing the basics, right? You go to the basics folder. You go to the basics folders, and if you scroll down, you see first week document. Okay. So you can refer to this document. Today we discussed about offerings, right? How to enable offerings. So that is being explained here. How to enable offerings. How to navigate. Okay. You refer to this document and also refer to the video also. What is meant by task list? What is meant by task? Okay. So you refer till here. This topic we have not started explaining. I have not started explaining this topic. So before this, whatever offerings that you can refer from this, which folder? Basics folders. Okay. Till I update you, you always refer this folder only. You always refer this folder only, refer this document, first week document. Okay.
Okay.
And sir, you are using some setup sheet. Where we find that? Okay, I'll show you that path also. So if you scroll down, you can go to the folder called where is it? Daily SCM setup sheet. Okay, and here you use which sheet I'm using? 2023 SCM setup. This sheet I'm using. The second sheet I'm using, 2023 SCM setups. Okay. So if you open that sheet, you go to the basics basic sheet, and in the basic sheet you can refer to this. Okay. Today, you know, I completed till here. Nothing is changed. Don't delete the data. Don't remove the data. Okay. Let me take a backup also. We'll take a backup. I'm downloading and I'm taking a backup. So don't modify anything. Okay. If you want to perform any modifications, you take a copy, and in your local copy, you perform the modifications. Okay. So we discussed this one today about the demo users. Okay. Now learning portal access. I think you know, right? Learning portal access. And I want to tell you one more thing. Okay. I'll tell you that. If you click on sign in, it will ask you to enter the username and password. I'm entering the username, I'm entering the password. Okay. I'm clicking on the login button. And if you go to my courses, you can see in your case, it is 52nd batch, right? You'll see that 53rd batch.
53rd.
Yeah, you will see 53rd batch here. And you can actually follow the videos from here. And if you scroll at very end of the page. Okay, so here you see under the notice board, you'll see the instances details here. You'll see the instance details here. Okay. I'm not showing the entire page because some of you has not registered. I don't want to disclose the application login. That's why I'm stopping here itself. So from the course, you can play the videos and you can also access the instance from here under the notice board. You scroll down, you can access the instance. And now I logged into the Firefox, right? Right now I logged into Firefox. Now I am trying to log in the same user in another browser. It will not allow me. So what you have to do is whenever you complete watching the videos, please sign out. You please log out from here. If you log out from here, it will allow you to access from another browser or another device. It is single place login. It is single place login. Okay. So once you are done with your watching the videos, please log out and log in every time. Suppose right now I logged in here. I'm trying to log in from another browser. I'll show you what will happen. I'm trying to log in from another browser. I'm clicking on the login button. It will ask you to authenticate. See here. Understood? Single browser login.
Yes, sir.
Everyone with me? Right? You
Yes, sir.
understood?
Yeah.
Since I logged in here, you have to log out. Nothing but what you can do is every time when you log in, when you complete watching the videos, please log out. Please log out. Or otherwise, always use one browser only. Always use one browser only for your learning portal. Okay.
Oh.
So don't share the login with your friends. If you share login with your friends, we'll come to know. Okay, it's our effort. It's our effort. Okay, don't simply share your logins to your friend. That's why we have all these controls. If you share your login there, that guy is going to log in there and you cannot log in.
Krishna, is there a preferred browser for
anything you can use, sir? Chrome or Firefox, anything you can use.
Even for the instance?
Yes, anything you can use.
Sir, migration projects will come under which type of Fusion
implementation, project? Sir. Implementation, data migration.
So one more general question. And as you said, we can differ with scheduling. So it's a global release, right?
No.
Okay.
You can differ, not a problem.
Okay.
I worked on a lot of upgrades. Okay, don't worry. It's my practical knowledge only. So global release in the sense, yes, of course, it's a global release. But if you want, you can defer it. Okay, they will keep you in another window.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks.
Free classes are completed. Okay. From tomorrow onwards, there is a password for the meeting. That password is shared to the registered students. Free classes are completed. Freebie is completed. Okay. If you have the confidence on the trainer, course curriculum, and our facilities, go ahead and register. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Krishna, the password will be the same for every time on everyday classes, or it will be changed?
Normally same, but if any changes are there, we will definitely inform you. Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's our job. Okay.
Yeah.
And my previous batch students also connected. If you want to check with them, you can also ask them. 52nd batch students are there. Already 2 months course is completed for them. If you want to know how the training and all, you can check with them also. Hello, 52nd batch, are you there?
Yeah, Krishna.
Yes, Krishna.
Good morning. Yes.
Good morning. So 53 batch, new batch. If you want to ask them how the training, you can ask. Okay. Take your decision.
Krishna, Mamta here.
Mamta.
Yeah. Probably out of scope, but I would just like to ask you this. Would you touch upon one thing? This is, how to do this, right? In the last couple of days, it's pretty much been about how to do a certain task, right? But why is the question, right? Would you touch upon things like traceability through the supply chain in the context of, let's say, an item number of a product. Would you be touching upon those kind of core concepts?
Can you give me an example, madam?
Like in supply chain, right?
Okay.
You could create a product, right?
Okay.
You have a product you want to build, and let's say you're Adidas or Nike, and then you want to build a product, and then you go ahead and give maybe a pilot PO to a factory, right? And then so you create a product in your system, and then one thing is raw material procurement. You wouldn't do that. You would probably hand it over to the factory, would create a PO, and then ship it off to the factory, right? And when you receive the goods, there should be some kind of traceability through the supply chain, isn't it? From the raw material through to the factory and back to the retail. So in terms of that cycle,
that's called life cycle. That life cycle information is available in the application, madam. I'll show you.
Okay.
That connection is available
between
every department because these different departments are involved in all these processes, correct?
Correct.
So what is their respective documents, what they have done, okay, all the connections that we can see and track from the application.
Okay. Would you also be, would you touch upon maybe APIs, or at least give us some reference to the APIs?
Yeah, madam, there are two types of APIs are there. REST APIs are there, SOAP UIs are there. I'll give you that list also. Okay, there is Oracle documentation is available. If you go to that Oracle documentation, you'll see how to use those APIs as well. Okay, and to use those APIs, we can use tools also. There are two tools are available. One is Postman, and then another one is SOAP UI. Using those two tools, we can call the APIs as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you all. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Free classes are over.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Complete your registration. Any technical questions, please ask me. Okay. Please ask me in the next class. My team is not able to ask many technical questions when you put them. Okay. They are not done with the supply chain training. They are not consultants. There's just admin team only. Okay. If you're having any technical questions related to subject or course curriculum, please ask me. Okay. Thank you all. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you.